checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the face. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for a crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots, we're making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this, guys. Let's get this show on the road. My name is Ron Tyler. I'm the president of Emergency Management Associates. We're on the air for you. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kittyhawk Beach, North Carolina. Welcome to our program, guys. We're glad to have you here. Now, guys, I'm going to take care of earthquakes first. We're going to talk about some large earthquakes around the globe, and that's all that's happened. We have no strong 6.0s. We have no strong 7.0s or larger. All the earthquakes we have are large 5.0 earthquakes, literally around the globe, and we're going to start over in Tonga right now. Okay? We're going to start in Tonga right now. Let's bring up the USGS map here. I want to go over here and talk about this. Now, yes, I'm going to show you here in the Northwestern Pacific Ocean here. I'm going to take down our webcam. I'm going to take down our EMA banner here. We're going to start here in the Northwestern Pacific, just south of the Russia-Kamchatka Peninsula here. Over here in the Kuril Islands here. This is a 4.4 moderate earthquake. 96 miles southwest of several Kuril Islands. The Kuril Islands belong to Russia. Nobody lives on these Kuril Islands anywhere here. These are isolated islands, mostly volcanic, and that's all that's here. Okay? Nobody got hit by this earthquake. Nobody felt it. Going over here into Alaska. Okay? We've had all kinds of earthquakes here. We're still seeing shaking here. These are aftershocks. This is a 3.9, 4.0 earthquake. This is 147 miles southeast of Attu Station. Attu Station's right here. See this leaf-like island here? That's Attu Station. Back in during the World War II times, back in the 1942 era, we fought with Russia right here. We fought a war with Russia right here, and we won. Later, the Coast Guard had a Coast Guard station right here in the eastern part of the Attu Station here. 3 years ago, actually, 2023, the Coast Guard abandoned the station here on Attu Station, formally retired it. There's nobody here. Nobody at all. However, a couple months ago, we had a 6.6 earthquake here in this area of the Aleutian Island chain. We are still getting aftershocks now, several months later. Again, this is a moderate earthquake, a moderate 3.9, 4.0. Again, USGS has this as a 3.9. I believe they brought it down from a 4.0, 4.1 earthquake from what it was. The 0.9 society is alive and well with USGS. They downgrade earthquakes. We proved it in the past. Now let's go further south over here. I want to go over here into Japan. Again, off the northeast corner of Japan here. I shouldn't say the northeast corner, but the northeast side of Japan here, we have another earthquake here. 4.5 moderate earthquake here. Okay, this is 66 miles east-northeast of Kuju, Japan. We had a 7.4 earthquake here a while back. We're still having aftershocks from that earthquake. Whenever you have very strong or 7.0 major earthquakes, that will cause aftershocks for a very long time. That's what we're seeing here northeast of Japan right now. Now, USGS is not showing us all the earthquakes. There are other earthquakes around Japan. I'm going to let you know right now. Let's go further south here. Okay, now we are talking over here in the Philippines. Again, the Philippines have more earthquakes than what we're showing here. USGS only shows this earthquake here. Okay, this is a 5.0 earthquake. This was a 5.2 earthquake. USGS brought it down to 5.0. 16 miles east of Mindanao, Philippines. Mindanao, Philippines is the largest island in the southern Philippines here. 16 miles east of Arasaucan, Philippines. Okay, again, this is 16 miles off the coast. Large earthquake. Look where it's at. It's right up on top of the Philippine plate here. The Philippine plate. Why do I keep emphasizing that? The plates are moving. The plates are moving. Okay? All of a sudden, we have a lot of plate movement. 1 3/4 inches of plate movement per year. 1 3/4 inches of plate movement per year. That's why we keep seeing earthquakes here. Okay? That's why we have earthquakes here. Now, this was a 5.0 large earthquake, 16 miles closer to the shoreline. And as a result, some people here in the Philippines may have felt this earthquake. We've had many earthquakes here in the past. Yes, there are settlements here, tiny towns all over the Philippines here near the shoreline. Some of these towns may have felt this earthquake. Well, probably it didn't feel like a 5.0 earthquake. It may have felt like a 4.5 to 4.8 moderate earthquake here. Again, these people don't have a lot of money. In the larger towns, they have more money, but here, along the shoreline of northeastern Philippines, they have very little money here. I don't know how much money they make, but it's more than they make in Indonesia. But needless to say, when something like this happens, they may see some damage to their towns. They may see some damage to their homes. We haven't heard yet. Haven't heard anything yet from the Philippines here. But this is a large earthquake, and they've had other earthquakes here in the Philippines as well today. This is the largest earthquake in the Philippines. Going down here into Indonesia, you see 3 earthquakes here. 1 in Papua New Guinea and 2 in Indonesia here. This one is east of East Java here, near Sapana, Indonesia. upon Indonesia. This is the Banda Sea, guys. The Banda Sea. I don't think anybody felt this earthquake at all. This is offshore from any of the islands, 151 miles south of Sanana in Indonesia, in the Banda Sea. I believe for the most part, the ocean waters here of the Banda Sea absorb the shockwaves of this quake. Let's go further up here to the northeast here. Again, offshore, Papua, Indonesia, on the edge of the plate again. On the edge of the plate. We have a 4.3 earthquake here today. Okay? These earthquakes are very shallow earthquakes. So if it hits on an island, people are going to feel it. But again, this is in the ocean waters of the Indonesian Sea here. 4.3 earthquake here. I don't think anybody even felt it. Now, let me back out a little bit here, zoom out. In this region, to include Tonga and Samoa up here to the northeast here, all the way down into New Zealand, over here in Australia, Papua New Guinea here, over here into Indonesia, up here in the Philippines, Southeast Asia, right in this area right here, going over to Taiwan here, going all the way up here into Japan. This is a huge major seismic zone. This is a huge tectonic plate zone. There are 7 different tectonic plates involved here. 7 different tectonic plates arranged here throughout Asia. Throughout Asia, guys. What does that mean? Anytime you were involved, living in an area with tectonic plates, you're going to have earthquakes. In this case, there are 7 different tectonic plates in place here. Several years ago, a woman who was in Indonesia sent me an email asking, Ron, why are we having so many earthquakes? Again, USGS only showed 2 earthquakes here in Indonesia today and 1 in Papua New Guinea. They have about 80 earthquakes here in Indonesia today, 80 of them. USGS not even showing a third of them, not even a tenth of them, not even 1/3 of them. Okay, I'm almost appalled. I'm embarrassed. This is the largest subduction zone in the world, yet USGS shows only 3 earthquakes in this region. 3 earthquakes here in Indonesia, 1 in the Philippines, and only 4 earthquakes here in the islands of the Pacific Ocean here. 4 earthquakes here. That's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. USGS is not even showing anything that's going on anywhere, basically. Anywhere. I'm embarrassed. There are probably close to 1,600 earthquakes worldwide. USGS not even showing a third of them. USGS is saying we have 271 earthquakes worldwide. Show us those earthquakes. If that's the case, show us the earthquakes. We want to know about it. They're not doing that. Not doing it at all. Yes, we have earthquakes here. We're going to see more earthquakes here in this region here with 7 different tectonic plates in play here than anywhere else in the world. Any one place in the world, more earthquakes are going to be right here. They're not showing it here. Now, let's go over to Tonga and Fiji area. Right here. Right here. Right here. This is the large earthquake here. 5.0 large earthquake. There's also 4.3 earthquake with this earthquake here. Large earthquakes can have aftershocks. That's exactly what we have here. We also have a 4.5 aftershock. They're not even showing here. Off to the west here, Fiji, 4.2 earthquake here near Lubuk, Fiji. None of these earthquakes have hit anywhere near any islands at all. Nobody felt these earthquakes. The Pacific Ocean waters absorbed the shockwaves from these quakes. All these quakes. Going down here in the Kermadec Islands that belong to New Zealand. The Kermadec Islands here are a bird sanctuary. No humans live here. Today we have another 5.0, 4.9 earthquake here. USGS is showing this to be a 4.9. This was at least a 5.0. I believe it was a 5.3. I believe this earthquake was a 5.3. Again, nobody lived here, nobody felt this earthquake, but the birds. Only the birds here. Yes, birds have feelings as well. I understand that. Going down here into New Zealand. There are 4.5 earthquakes here. There are 3.0, 3.9, 2.0 to 2.8. Not 2.9, but 2.8 here. We also have 1.0 to 1.9 tremors here in New Zealand itself. Let's go over here to Australia. There's one earthquake here in southeastern Australia right here, a 2.7 earthquake. USGS not showing it. Going over here into the Indian Ocean here. In the South Indian Ocean here on the Antarctic Ridge. The Antarctic Ridge. This is a 4.8 earthquake here in the mid Indian Ocean. 4.8 earthquake here. Now let's zoom in here. I want to show you this earthquake. This earthquake is going to go northwest here. Northwest. It's going to go up the mid Indian Ocean ridge here. It's going to go up further here in the Carlsberg region of the Indian Ocean here. This earthquake is going to go further north as well. Okay? It could go over here to Saudi Arabia right here. On the same token, it could go over here into Iran. Now, sometime in the next week and a half, I believe we're going to see large seismic energy here, either in Saudi or Iran here. Okay? Now, again, USGS not hardly showing anything going on here. They're not showing anything over here in Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar, or India. There are earthquakes here. They're just not showing them. Going over here, okay, again, that fault line coming out of Indonesia here, that plate, that tectonic plate, goes up the eastern side of India here, goes up the western side of Myanmar, right between India and Myanmar right there, goes over here in the Himalaya Mountains. That tectonic plate then transferred that energy through the Himalayan mountains here, which are, again, the edge of the tectonic plate here. We're going to go see energy over here into Pakistan and Afghanistan. This earthquake here is in Pakistan. 4.1 earthquake here. 4.1 moderate earthquake. This happens to be 31 miles deep. Shallow quake. Further over here to the southwest, 4.2 moderate earthquake here. Marine, Afghanistan. Again, you can see these earthquakes are in a mountainous region. When we have earthquakes here, there are people that are nomads. When these kind of earthquakes hit, they have meager belongings here. They either live in tents or mud shacks, basically. Even when we have moderate earthquakes, because their living conditions are very poor, when these earthquakes hit, they lose property. Some of their tents fall down. Some of the mud huts they live in are also going to go down. Unreinforced masonry, even with moderate earthquakes. They have meager belongings here. I feel for them, whatever earthquake they get here. 3.0, very little damage occurs from a small 3.0, 3.9. But as soon as we get into the 4.0, 4.9 earthquakes, that's when we're going to start seeing some damage. I feel for these people in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan, or anywhere in the Middle East. Middle Eastern people don't have anything except the major cities here. Except the major cities. Okay? Notice this. USGS is not showing anything anywhere in the Middle East or in Europe. They're showing those two earthquakes over here in the eastern part of the Middle East, nothing else. Earthquakes are all over this area. Literally, hundreds, if not 800 or 900, maybe 1,000 earthquakes here in Europe. They're not showing them. They're literally not showing them. That's pretty sad. That's very sad. Now, as we know, USGS does not show many earthquakes at all here, nothing here in South America. There are 48 earthquakes here in South America. USGS not showing one of them. 14 earthquakes here in Central America. USGS not showing them. 52 earthquakes here in southern Mexico. 52. They range in size from 3.0 up to 4.8 in magnitude. 3.0 to 4.80 in magnitude. That's pretty large area, isn't it? Yes, they see some damage here. Some of these people, especially here in far southern Mexico, don't have much of anything. Literally. They're very poor. When an earthquake of this magnitude, 4.0, 4.8, they have their property damaged. They have their property damaged. It's a very sad situation here. All throughout Mexico, I feel for the people here. I've been down in Mexico itself. I've not been in Mexico City, but I've been down in northern Mexico. I've seen the way the people live here. I love the Hispanic Mexican people. I've grown very fond of the Mexican people. Yes, I don't like seeing illegal aliens here in the United States, but I've grown very fond of the Mexican people in Mexico. Okay? When the Mexican people come here in the United States, then I get very tired of it because I feel they're taking advantage of us here in the U.S. Yes, we have a lot of things that they need. We have a lot of experiences here. But you can come here if you come here legally. If you come here legally, we have no problem with it at all. But assimilate in this country. Learn the language. I understand it's very hard to learn English. Just like it's very hard for me to even learn Spanish. I learned Spanish. I still know some Spanish today because I made the effort to know it. I took the effort to know it myself. Took the time and effort to get to know the Hispanic languages. I even spoke Spanish in Sweden. Unreal. One day I'll tell you that story as well. Okay? Tell that story one day as well. But guys, it happens. We have earthquakes all over the United States. We have earthquakes all over the world. USGS not showing them here. Now I want to go over here into the Pneumatic Fault area. We're going to talk specifically about the Pneumatic Fault through the entire program now. Right here, Tiptonville, Tennessee. USGS is showing a 1.8 tremor here. Guess what? It's not the only earthquake to hit here. They have tons of tremors in Tiptonville, Tennessee. Not just one tremor. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I put the title here as Massive Movement, Major Movement on the Pneumatic Fault. Yes, we're still seeing major movement on the Pneumatic Fault. Major movement on the Pneumatic Fault. USGS is showing one earthquake here. That's so sad. That's so sad. I'm going to show you movement this evening. Going up here into Illinois, Missouri. I'm going to show you movement in Tennessee. I'm going to show you movement in Arkansas. I'm going to show you movement even over here into Louisiana. There's also been some movement over here in Mississippi, along the Mississippi River Pneumatic Fault area. Only tremors though. Only tremors here in Louisiana and Mississippi. They get larger though. Seismic energy gets larger as it moves north. I'm going to show you that movement right now. Guys, hold on your hats now. Hold on your hats. You're going to see a lot of movement here. I'm going to show you that movement because everybody here needs to know about it. If we don't already live here, we know somebody that does. Either friends or family members live here on the New Madrid Fault. Guys, as I said before, 3 and 4 years ago, people asked me about the New Madrid Fault. And at that time, all we were seeing were tremors here on the New Madrid Fault. Times have changed. In the last 3 or 4 years, we've seen tremors building up to minor 2.0, 2.5 earthquakes. Then they build up to 3.0 earthquakes, 3.5 now, even upwards of 4.0, 4.5 like we saw one day last week. One day last week, we saw 4.8 earthquake in Missouri. Seismic energy is moving. It is increasing here on the New Madrid Fault today. Every day it's increasing. As I said last year, I believe on the New Madrid Fault that we may be seeing a major 7.5 to 8.5 earthquake on the New Madrid Fault within the next 2 years. Now it might be the next year and a half. I'm being very serious here. Those of you who are watching, spread this channel all over Kingdom Come. Share it everywhere. Everyone needs to hear it. Everyone needs to hear it, guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not playing around here. I'm not kidding around here at all. I'm very serious here. If you live or know anyone living here on the New Madrid Fault, do something about it. Do something about it. Talk to them. Show them this channel. They need to see it. Share this program tonight where it says New Madrid in the title. Specifically New Madrid in the title. Watch this program. I'm not kidding, guys. Watch this program. I'm going to show you earthquakes all over this area, all over this region. I think you're going to be appalled by what we're showing you tonight. Now, Tiptonville, Tennessee, USGS has shown us a 1.5 tremor. They're lying through their teeth to all of us. They're freaking lying through their teeth. Look at this. This is Tiptonville, Tennessee today, this morning. The top line of the top is 12 midnight over on the left-hand side. 12 midnight to 12:15 over on the right. Look what we're seeing here. Up at the top, we're seeing 1.0 to 1.2 tremors here. From 12 midnight, 1, 2, 3, even after 4 a.m. this morning. 4 a.m. this morning, at 3:30, we had seen 3:30, 3:31 this morning. We saw some 1.3, 1.4 tremors. We see all that all the way down here to about 7 a.m. this morning. 7 a.m. this morning, they became 1.7, 1.8 tremors. Then what happened? 8:05 a.m. this morning. 8:05 a.m. this morning on the black line here in Tiptonville, Tennessee. This is a 2.0 earthquake. USGS said they had a 1.5 tremor. Yes, they had a lot of 1.5 tremors. This is a 2.0 minor earthquake here. This is what they should have been showing us here. Then, after 8:31 a.m. this morning, again, we are seeing 1.6, 1.7 tremors on the blue line there. We're seeing some tremors at 7:30 on the blue line, 7:32. That could have been what they're talking about, but they didn't even show it at 1.7, they showed it at 1.5. So they're lying through their teeth about it. We're seeing all kinds of minor tremors here all over this seismogram. And 1 2.0 earthquake here as well. I'm appalled. I'm very upset about it. Very, very upset. When we have an earthquake of this magnitude, guys, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Be honest with it. We can handle the truth, guys. We can handle the truth. This afternoon in Ridley, Tennessee, right here. Again, we're seeing some tremors here this afternoon after 12 on the black line here at the top. 12 p.m. this afternoon over on the left, 12:15 over on the right-hand side. On the next line down on the red line. On the left-hand side, this is 12:15. We come over to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes later. This is 12:22 p.m. this afternoon. This is also a 1.6 tremor here. 1.6, maybe 1.7 here. Tremors are happening here. All we see here after that are just 1.0 to 1.5 tremors here. They're having them. USGS shows one tremor here. Only one. Unreal. Unreal. Tremors all over the New Madrid Fault area. Now I want to go back up to Arkansas for the rest of this program. I'm going to start here in Arkansas. I'm going to end up in Missouri. I'm going to go over into Tennessee. I'm going up into Illinois and Indiana as well. Guys, from the northern part of the New Madrid Fault south, we've had earthquakes today. Earthquakes. Some of them are going to astound you. Seismic energies has increased up and down the entire fault line. Somebody's going to get hurt here. Someone's going to get hurt here. I'm not joking. I don't joke around about this. This is serious as a heart attack. I'm very serious about this, guys. I'm very, very serious. Somebody's going to get hurt here very soon. We saw 4.8 in Missouri last week. They didn't even tell the truth about that. They didn't even tell the truth about that. Let's go over to Bay Village, Arkansas, on the western side of the New Madrid Fault in northern Arkansas. Bay Village here this afternoon, right there. You see tremors here. You see two tremors here. Actually, you see several tremors here. Then we come down over here on this blue line after 2:30. 2:30 on the left-hand side. We come over here 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes later. 2:34 this afternoon. This is a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here on that blue line. 2.8 to 2.9 earthquake. Bay Village, Arkansas. No, they did not put it on the USGS map. They should have. They should have. You see it here on the seismograph. If the USGS doesn't show it, that means they're lying to the public. Sorry, it's true. When I was a police officer, if I didn't show any information on my report or show information that happened during my shift that I saw or heard about, they would have fired me. They would have fired me. If I had put out any information that was false, I'd not only get fired, but I'd be going to jail. Filing false police report. Whether I put it on there or not, they'd fire me for putting out a false police report. Yeah. So guys, these are federal geologists, federal scientists, federal USGS personnel. They're not doing their job. They're flat out not doing their job at all. Bay Village, Arkansas here. Now let's go over we go a little bit further south and over to the west a little bit to Hatachikoon, Arkansas. Look at this. Hatachikoon, Arkansas. On the top left is 12 midnight on the top. 12:01 we see 1.6, 1.7 tremor. That's all fine and dandy. That's all fine and dandy. Look what we have here after 11 a.m. this morning. 11 a.m. this morning over on the left-hand side on the black line. Over here on the right. Now we are talking about 11:12 this morning. Here, we are seeing another 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake there. The red line just below that. Okay. Now we are talking at 11. I want to get this right. About 11:24 this morning. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. At Tachikoon, Arkansas. Then we come down to this blue line. 11:32 this morning at Tachikoon, Arkansas. 3.0 earthquake here. 3.0 earthquake here. At 11:31, we'd already seen some 1.0, 1.1 tremors here. We come across about 10 seconds. All of a sudden, we see 1.9, 2.0 earthquake. And almost immediately after that, we have a 3.0. And after that, we have 2.5, 2.6s, 2.4, 2.5s, 2.0s, down to tremors again. 3.0 earthquake here at Tachikoon, Arkansas, just after 11:31 this morning. 3.0 earthquake, small earthquake. Why is that not on the earthquake map? Why is this not on the USGS map? At Tachikoon, Arkansas this afternoon. The top black line here on the left-hand side is 12 noon. We don't have any earthquakes to show us here. We have some tremors, 1.0, 1.1 tremors here, but we don't have any bona fide real earthquakes until we get down over here after 12:27, 12:28 this afternoon. Here we have 2.8, 2.9 earthquake again. Two of them back to back here. This is 12:27, 12:28 this afternoon. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. The next bona fide earthquake is after 1 p.m. on the left-hand side. Over here on the right, this would be 1:13 p.m. After 1:13 p.m. 2.7, 2.8. And within seconds after that, we have a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. They're not showing this on the map either, are they? Nothing. 1:30, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1:34 this afternoon. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake, and there's multiple earthquakes here. This earthquake sequence lasts about 10 seconds. Multiple 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes here. Then the next sequence is after 2:15 this afternoon. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. Just sequence. Back-to-back earthquakes again. Back-to-back earthquakes. Again, minor earthquakes usually cannot be felt except by very, very sensitive people. These earthquakes are not felt here in Tachikoon, Arkansas. Let's continue this program here. I've got more to show you here. Lake Charles, Arkansas. Lake Charles, Arkansas. We have very tiny tremors here, literally all morning long until we get down here to 11:30. Excuse me, not 11:30, 11:44 this morning on the bottom right side. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here at 11:44 this morning. Bottom right blue line. Lake Charles, Arkansas. Unreal. Let's go over to Martree, Arkansas. Martree, Arkansas has 3.0 earthquakes all the time, just like we're showing here. Every day, Martree, Arkansas has like 15 3.0 earthquakes or larger. 3.0, 3.5, 4.0 earthquakes here at Martree, Arkansas every day, just like we see here. Yes, they have some tremors building up to minor earthquakes, building up to 3.0 earthquakes here. See what's going on here. Between those earthquakes, we have a bunch of tremors here, don't we? Why are they not showing all these 3-point plus earthquakes here? Why are they not showing us these small 3-point plus earthquakes here? They happen. They happen every day. It's not something they don't happen. It does happen every day. Why are they not showing them here? Why are they not showing them? Let's go over to north central Arkansas. Ozark Folk Center, Arkansas, right here. Look at this. They have minor earthquakes and they have 3-point earthquakes here as well. 2 years ago, the Ozark Folk Center here, north central Arkansas, we're just having minor earthquakes. 2.0, 2.5 earthquakes. Now it's not just minor earthquakes, they're having 3.0 earthquakes here as well. Over here, after 8:02 this morning, 3.0 earthquake on that black line. We go over to the right about 7:50 this morning on the green line, 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. Just below that on the black line after that one, after 8 a.m. Okay, now we're at, I want to say 8:02, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8:07, 8:08 this morning. We have another 2.6, 2.7 earthquake on the next red line. 8:19 a.m. on the red line. 3.0 earthquake again. And immediately after that, 2.0, and then tremors again. On the next blue line over on the right-hand side, 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. On the next green line in the center here, that's a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake there. Then we jump down here to the red line after 11:15. Over on the left-hand side, it's 11:15 on the red line. Over here, different story. At about 11:25 this morning, 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. Then again, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, well, actually a little over 2 minutes later, another 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. And after that, within another minute and a half later, we have another 2.7 earthquake. After that, we have tremors until 11:30. 11:30. We have another 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. Ozark Folk Center, Arkansas. This is typical. We have 3.0 earthquakes here all the time. That's close to what we have here. Ozark Folk Center, Arkansas. Every day. Every day. Very few places other than this have earthquakes like this in central Arkansas. Now, let's go over Searcy, Arkansas here. This is the first time I've reported it. I've never seen this in Searcy, Arkansas. Searcy, Arkansas. Searcy, Arkansas. Let's show you this. What do you think about this, guys? Trish Killian, please be careful. We hope you're feeling better. We hope you get good news in the doctor's office. Thank you for being here, Trish. Tell your husband Rich hi for me. Hi for us, I should say. God bless you, Trish. Have a good day. We have Linda Covington here. We have Kenzo here. We appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate Rich being here. Guys, we have Seismic Energy here. Look at this. Searcy, Arkansas. Searcy, Arkansas. Look at this. Minor earthquakes and 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here in Searcy, Arkansas today. Back to back. From midnight on. From midnight on here. This is no joke. No joke at all. Even this afternoon, look at this. Literally all day long. How would you like to live and work in Searcy, Arkansas, where the ground is moving? To me, I'd probably get nauseous. Feeling the ground movement beneath my feet, feeling my furniture rattling around on the floor, hearing my dishes cling and clank together. I'd like to probably think that I would take out the glasses and the cups in my cupboard so they would not fall out of the cupboard or break, clanging into themselves, smacking into themselves. That's what you'd see here in Searcy, Arkansas today. No joke. Now, we have seen this happen up in Illinois. This is the first time we've seen this here in Arkansas. First time we've seen it in Arkansas. Unreal. Never seen this here before. It's very interesting. We've had anywhere from 17 to 23 people watch our program. Guys, let me tell you a little bit about this. This is embarrassing. We put in the topic of our program major movement on the pneumatic fault. In the past, we've had anywhere from 300 to 500 people watching this program. USGS has now shown us 22 people. This is totally embarrassing. Yesterday, we had 300 people watching this program from beginning to end. USGS didn't show that. They didn't show that at all. On the outside title of the program, they showed 175 people watching this program. On the inside, they showed over 300. Today, after I woke up this morning, it showed 375 people having watched yesterday's program. USGS is suppressing our program. They're not showing it to everybody. They're not even notifying people we're on the air. Sad. We're putting out great information. We're putting out information to save people's lives. USGS doesn't give a flying rat's butt. Not giving a flying rat's butt about it. We're giving you this information because we have a major earthquake brewing here. Major earthquake is coming. We're showing you the proof of it. Now 29 people watching this program. Interesting when I start talking about how YouTube is not giving us the information we need to have put out. All of a sudden the numbers of people watching this program have increased. I'm hoping it goes up to 50, even up to 100 people watching this program before we get off the air. This is very important. YouTube, if any of you are listening to this program, open up YouTube to everybody. Let them see this program. This is one of the most important programs we'll put out this year. One of the most important programs we're going to put out this year. Everybody needs to see this. Everybody needs to see this. This is Arkansas. This is Arkansas. As I said last week when we had a 4.8 earthquake in Missouri, I told you then that had been the largest earthquake we've had on the pneumatic fault in the last maybe 150 years. Yeah. Largest earthquake in 150 years. Back in 1810 and 1811. December 1810 and January 1811. Big time earthquakes. Used to be that USGS said it was a 7.0 earthquake. They now said it was an 8.1 earthquake here. December 1810 and January 1811. We're going to see that again very soon. Again, we have not seen this kind of energy here on the New Madrid Fault in the last 7 years I've been broadcasting. Up to even 3 or 4 years ago, all we saw here on the New Madrid Fault anywhere were tremors. In the last 2 years, it's gone from tremors to minor earthquakes. Last year, went from minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.9 to 3.0 earthquakes. Now we are seeing on a regular basis 4.5 to 4.8 earthquakes. Here today in Searcy, Arkansas, literally all day long, we're seeing 3.0 and large earthquakes here. Possibly even up to 3.5 here in Searcy, Arkansas today. No joke. No joke, guys. You see it here right now. Literally all day long. All day long. Searcy, Arkansas this morning. Searcy, Arkansas this afternoon. Now, over Illinois, we've seen this happen. In Illinois, we've seen this happen. Decatur, Illinois is like this. Here in Decatur, Illinois, we've seen 2.0 minor earthquakes, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 3.0 earthquakes for the last, every day for the last 2 months. Every day for the last 2 months, guys. Look what we're seeing here again today. It has not stopped. It has not stopped. On the bottom green line you see here on the bottom, you see minor earthquakes, maybe 2.2, on to 3.3 earthquakes here today on the bottom green line. On the left-hand side of that line, it's 11:45. On the right-hand side, it's 11:59 this morning. Literally all day long, we've seen earthquakes happen here on the seismic rim. Minor earthquakes cannot be felt. 3.0 large earthquakes can be felt. They've been happening for the past 2.5 months here in Illinois, Decatur, Illinois. Decatur, Illinois this afternoon, look at that. They continue. We see some tremors up here at the top, black line. We see some minor 2.0, 2.2, 2.3 on the black and red line here. Over on the right-hand side on the red line, which is about 12, I want to say 12:28 this afternoon, 2.8, 2.9. On the bottom green line here, we're seeing some 3.0 earthquakes here this afternoon. The bottom green line here is at 3:45 this afternoon on the left-hand side. Come over here to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 350, 352, 353. We have 3.0 earthquakes again. 3.0 small earthquakes here. A minute and 40 seconds later, we have another more 3.0 earthquakes here. 350, 352 this afternoon. Prior to that, on the blue line, you see some 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes as well. 3:42 this afternoon on the far blue line here on the right. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake there. They're happening, guys. All day long here, every day here in Decatur, Illinois. No joke. No joke, guys. Now, guys, I hate harping on this. We haven't seen this before now. In years past, we have not seen this. What does it mean? What does it mean to see all these earthquakes here on the New Madrid Fault, north to south? This only indicates that seismic energy is building. Seismic energy is building all over the fault. It's going to pop. It's going to pop. One day soon, we're going to see 4.5 energy all over the place, 4.5 moderate earthquakes all over the place. Then we're going to see 5.0s, large earthquakes, 5.0, 5.5 earthquakes. Then we're going to see 6.0, very strong earthquakes. After that, we're going to see 7.0s as well, 8.0s. I don't think we're going to go much more than a year and a half where we're going to see 8.0 major earthquake here on the Nomad Fault. Maybe year and a half, tops. Because the rate of earthquake increase here and the strong earthquakes are increasing exponentially. That can only indicate so that sometime in the near future, we're going to see a major earthquake here, major devastating earthquake here, that is going to unalive tens of thousands of people up and down the fault. Tens of thousands of people up and down the fault. From Illinois down to Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee and Kentucky, Arkansas and Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and even Ohio. Fact, guys. You can take that to the bank. I showed you Mark Tree, Arkansas a little bit ago. Let me show you further south in Tyrone, Arkansas, right? Not Tyrone, Truman, Arkansas here. Look here. We have long duration tremors building up to 2.0 earthquakes here. Long duration tremors building up 2.0 earthquakes here. Look what happens after 2 a.m. this morning on the black line. We have tremors building up to minor 2.0s, 2.7, 2.8s. And I believe about 2:10, 2:11 this morning, we had 3.0 earthquakes here. This morning, Tyrone, Arkansas, waking people up. Look what happens after 3 a.m. this morning. 3 a.m. over here on the blue line. We move over to the center. Now we're at 3:07, 3:08 this morning. 2.7, 2.8. 3.0 earthquake happening within about 40 seconds later. That kind of shaking, that small 3.0 shaking lasts about 10 seconds. Then it diminishes to 2.7, 2.8. 2.0 tremors, back to 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3.0 again. Then down to tremors and minor earthquakes, then back down to tremors throughout the rest of that time period this morning. Then, what happens on the next blue line at 5 a.m.? 5 a.m., guys. Tremor activity here. Long duration tremor activity. 5:57, 5:58 a.m. this morning on the green line. More tremor activity building up to 2.0 activity. 2.0 minor earthquakes. We come over here to 6:15 on the red line. Minor earthquakes building up to 2.7, 2.8. Tremors, 2.0s building up to 2.7, 2.8. And that sequence lasts about a minute and a half. Minute and a half of minor earthquake activity. Upper side 2.5 to 2.8 earthquakes here. They can't be felt, but they happen. After that, they reduce it back to tremors again. After 6:15 on the next red line, tremor activity building up to 2.2 and back down to tremor activity again, long duration tremor activity. Then, 9:27 a.m. this morning on the red line on the right-hand side. We have tremors building up to 9:44 a.m. this morning. 1.7, 1.8 tremors. Then on the next blue line, on the left-hand side, we have tremors building up to minor earthquake, 2.6, 2.8 earthquake. Back down to tremors again for the rest of the morning. Truman, Arkansas. Usually in Truman, Arkansas, yes, we see some tremors, but we have more minor earthquakes here, and we have more 3.0 earthquakes here as well. 3.0, 3.9 are small earthquakes, just so you know. 2.0, 2.9 are minor earthquakes. 1.0, 1.9 are tremors. We're seeing a lot of them here in Truman, Arkansas. Truman, Arkansas this afternoon right here. More tremors here. Lots more tremors here, and we have a couple minor earthquakes here as well. Truman, Arkansas this afternoon. We go south to Tyrons, Arkansas now. Tyrons, Arkansas. Here in Tyrons, Arkansas, we used to have a lot of tremors here. We had a lot of minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.8. Now we're seeing down here mostly tremors until we get here later this morning. Then those tremors build up to minor earthquakes, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6 earthquakes here. We get down here, the red line here after 11 a.m. this morning. The red line here at the bottom right-hand side, 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here on that red line. This is 11:43 this morning. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. 11:30 on the blue line, minor earthquake. On the left-hand side, tremors. We go over 1, 2, 3 minutes later, 2.7, 2.8 earthquake again. We've had 3.0 small earthquakes here in Tyrons, Arkansas before. They happen. They didn't have much today. Excuse me, the seismic energy is building here all over the place. I showed you Decatur, Illinois earlier. I'm going to show you now Carbondale, Illinois. Carbondale. Here in Carbondale, all you've seen are tiny tremors here. That's all they had. That's all they had. After 6:02 this morning, 1.6 tremor here. We dropped down here to 11:50 a.m. this morning on the bottom green line, 1.5 tremor there. Carbondale, Illinois. Even in Illinois, we're seeing seismic energy. Small 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes in Decatur, Illinois, like I've shown you. New Harmony, Indiana, right here. Up at the top, black line on the left-hand side is 12 midnight. We come down here mid-morning. Mid-morning here, guys. Let's look at this. You see over here on the left-hand side, 7 a.m. this morning on the black line. After 7 a.m. this morning, the tremors begin to increase here. They're increasing. 7:30, I shouldn't say 7:30, 7:40, 7:42 this morning on the blue line. On the right-hand side, 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. On the next green line below that, okay, here we have 7:58 a.m. this morning. 3.0 earthquake here, maybe even 3.3. 3.0, 3.3 earthquake here this morning. 7:58. That woke somebody up. This is Indiana, guys. Indiana. Up until about 6 months ago, we had Evansville, Indiana seismogram to show you, but we don't. They turned it off. They always had New Harmony, Indiana, but very little information about it. I'm showing you what's going on now. Again, seismic energy is increasing up and down the entire fault line. Look over here after, I want to say, 9, what would it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9:22 this morning on the red line here in the center. 3.0 earthquake here. 3.0 earthquake here in New Harmony, Indiana. No joke. The next big one is at 11. I want to say 11:07, 11:08 this morning. 3.0 earthquake here. 11:30, 11:33 this morning on the left-hand side of the blue line. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. Again, this is Indiana, guys. New Harmony, Indiana. The northern part of the New Madrid seismic zone. New Harmony, Indiana this afternoon. Look at this. The top black line here is 12 noon on the left-hand side. Right off the bat. 12 p.m. this afternoon. 2.8, 2.9, maybe 3.0 earthquake. All the way across here, we see minor tremors and a couple of minor earthquakes. On the next blue line here, 12:32 p.m. this afternoon on the blue line. 3.0 earthquake here. 3.0 earthquake. 30 seconds later, another 3.0 earthquake hit. Then you see a lot of tremors here. Lots and lots of tremors here. The rest of the afternoon today. New Harmony, Indiana. The northern section of the New Madrid Fault. The entire fault line is moving. The entire fault is moving, guys. Now, let's go over and show you New Madrid, Missouri. New Madrid, Missouri today. All I showed you on the USGS map was one minor tremor in Ridgely, Tennessee. We had a lot of tremors in Ridgely, Tennessee today, didn't we? They showed us one. New Madrid, Missouri here. The center part of the New Madrid Fault. Look at all these tremors here. We also had one earthquake here this morning. 9:44 a.m. this morning. 3.0 earthquake this morning. New Madrid, Missouri. After that, we see a lot of minor earthquakes and tremors here. That's it. Minor tremors before that, and after that, a bunch of minor earthquakes and tremors, 2.0, 1.7, 1.8. That's it. New Madrid, Missouri. We've had upwards of 3.0 earthquakes here in New Madrid before. They're not showing it today. New Madrid, Missouri this afternoon. Tremors and only one minor earthquake here. One minor earthquake after 2:43 this afternoon. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake this afternoon. All the rest of this is all tremor activity. Now, let's keep this commentary going. Let's go over to Barker Cemetery, Missouri. Up until 3 years ago, what did we see here at Barker Cemetery? Tremors. Tremors, and that was it. Look what we're showing you here. The top line here of the Barker Cemetery is 12 midnight on the left-hand side. Tiny tremors here. Tiny tremors here. Most of the morning. Most of the morning here. Then you see here on this red line here, just after 8, I want to say 8, what is it, 8:25 this morning, 2.0 earthquake on that red line. Then we drop down here to 9:46 a.m. this morning on the green line. 1.6 tremor, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 maybe. A couple minutes later, right before 9:50, another 1.7, 1.8 tremor, maybe 1.9. That's it. The next earthquake sequence we see here is after 10:54 a.m. this morning. 10:54 a.m. this morning. We have tremors building into 2.0 minor earthquake, 2.8, 2.9. Then suddenly, 3.0 earthquakes going on for about 45 seconds. 45 seconds of 3.0 earthquakes happening. Small shaking going on here. Small shaking going on here at Barker Cemetery. In the past, we've seen all kinds of minor earthquakes here. 2.0, 2.5 earthquakes all morning long and all afternoon as well. Yes, here you see a bunch of tremors here, and then one sequence of 3.0 earthquakes here. Unreal. Unreal. Up until a few weeks ago, all we saw here were minor earthquakes, up into 2.8, 2.9. Now we are seeing 3.0 earthquakes here for the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks. Like I said, seismic energy has increased here on the new mountain fault, and we are seeing larger and larger earthquakes. No, we have not seen large 5.0s yet, but I think it's coming. I think it's coming. It's going to come very soon. USGS and everybody else is going to be surprised because USGS has not been showing it at all. They've not been showing this at all. They have a surprise up their sleeve here. Barker Cemetery this afternoon. All you see here are a bunch of tremors and 2 minor earthquakes this afternoon. One minor earthquake at about 2:49 p.m. this afternoon. 1.6, 1.7 tremor. And another just after 2:15 this morning. This afternoon, 2:15 this morning. This is this afternoon, guys. Afternoon. 2.7, 2.8, or 1.7, 1.8 this afternoon here after 2:15 on the left-hand side green line. Tremors, minor earthquakes. Barker Cemetery. Like I said, in the past, we've seen all kinds of seismic activity, meaning minor earthquakes here. Very few minor earthquakes and 1 3.0 here at Barker Cemetery today. So far. So far. Now, let's go over to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Here at Cape Girardeau for the the past 3 weeks, all we've seen here are tremors. All we've seen here in Cape Girardeau are tremors. Down at the bottom of this seismogram, now we're starting to see some 2.0 earthquakes as well. 2.0 earthquake after 11:18, 11:19 this morning on the red line. 11:18, 11:19 this morning on the red line. Minor 2.4, 2.5 earthquake here. That's the first at Cape Girardeau. Just tiny tremors here in the past. Literally all day long. Now we have this all day long as well. Look at this. This afternoon, on this blue line on the right center here. Right center here, this is 12:41 p.m. this afternoon. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here this afternoon. Cape Girardeau. All the rest of this is all tremor activity all day long. Next, I want to show you Carton, Missouri. Carton, Missouri. Look what we're having here. Long duration tremors literally on the new Madrid fault. Again, the entire fault line is moving, guys. The entire freaking fault line is moving. No joke. The fault line is moving no matter what it is, whether it's tremors or minor earthquakes. In this case, long duration tremor activity. The ground is constantly moving here. Constantly under movement. Not stopping. Carton, Missouri this afternoon, the same thing is here. You can see it. I want to go over East Prairie, Missouri now. East Prairie, Missouri this afternoon. This morning, nothing happened. This afternoon, after 1:15, actually between noon and 1:15, all we see here are tremors. Then over here, after 2:30 on the blue line here, 2:33 this afternoon, 2.5, 2.6 minor earthquake here. East Prairie, Missouri. We've seen 3.0 earthquakes here at East Prairie before. I wanted to show you this because this is reduced here. This has been reduced here in East Prairie, Missouri. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen again. It will happen. There's a seismic increase up and down the fault line all over the place. Now, Guam, Missouri. Guam, Missouri. Yes, we have somewhat long duration tremors going on here, but these long duration tremors are turning into 2.7, 2.8 earthquakes here. On this green line here after 2:45. Here we're at 2:50, 2:51 this morning. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. On the right side on the next blue line, this is 2:42, 2:43 this afternoon, or I'm sorry, 2:40, 2:42 this morning on this blue line here. Tremors building up to minor earthquake. Minor earthquake. 2.6, 2.7 on the far right hand side here. 244. 245 on the left hand side on the green line here. Now we're talking about 2.6, 2.7 earthquake here. The seismic energy built up here, didn't it? Then more tremors after 3:30 this morning, 4:40 or 4 a.m. this morning on the black line. Long duration tremor activity here. 4:45 on the green line, more of it. On the next black line, after 5 a.m. this morning on the right-hand side, 5:11, tremors building up to minor 1.2, 1.4 tremors here. Over on the left-hand side, on the red line, the tremors continue here. 1.4, 1.5, maybe 1.6 tremors dwindling down to 1.0 again. All kinds of tremors here. On the next blue line, you see a 2.0 earthquake here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here at 6:41 this morning, 2.1, 2.2 earthquake this morning. The blue line there. All kinds of tremors here. Now here after, I want to say this is 9:41 a.m. this morning on the blue line. You can hardly see it. On the green line below that, we're seeing more activity here, covering the blue activity above it. Here you see more tremors here, possibility up to 2.0 earthquake. All kinds of tremor activity here in Guam, Missouri. Yes, we've seen 3.0 earthquake activity here in Guam, Missouri before. Going on and on and on. Guam, Missouri this afternoon. Again, here after 12:30 this afternoon, 12:32 this afternoon, 2.8, 2.9 earthquake there. Long duration tremor activity building up to 2.4, 2.5 earthquakes here this afternoon. On and on. On up. Guam, Missouri this afternoon. Let's continue here. I don't think I've shown you Matthews, Missouri. This is where the New Madrid Fault comes up, the Mississippi River comes up to the north, then it bends over here to the east a little bit. Right there where it bends up, you have Morrison, Missouri, New Madrid, and just north of New Madrid, you have Matthews, Missouri. Here, Matthews, Missouri here. You see a bunch of tremors here between midnight up in the top black line, all down here until we get to 2:30 this morning on the next blue line. Over on the right-hand side here, all of a sudden, this is 2:41 a.m. this morning, building up to 242, 2.0 earthquake. Then we have a series of earthquakes here. We have a series of earthquakes back to back here. 2 minutes long worth of earthquakes. 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes. I do not think these were 3.0 earthquakes, but they could have been. 3.0 to 3.9 are small quakes. 2.0, 2.9 are moderate or minor earthquakes here. Minor earthquakes. That's what we saw here. After that, the energy dwindles down to 245 here on the left-hand side of the green line. These are minor tremors here. Dwindling down to almost nothing here again. We go down to the next red line here. Next red line here is 8:15. 8:15, we start to see 2.2, 2.3 earthquakes and tremors here. 2:17 this morning. 2.3, 2.4 earthquakes here. Minor earthquakes. 9 a.m. on the black line. 9:01 to 9:02. 2.4, 2.5 earthquakes here. this morning. We jumped down here to 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. over on the left-hand side. On the right, we have 11:14 a.m. this morning. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake here. We go over to the right on the red line. That minor earthquake activity dwindles down to tremors again, and more tremors after that. Matthews, Missouri. Matthews, Missouri this afternoon. Right here. This is Matthews, Missouri this afternoon. All of a sudden, our viewership dwindles down to 18 people watching this program. A few minutes ago, we had 33. Insane. Again, USGS is bad-mouthing us. Not talking about us necessarily, but also not allowing people to see our program. Guys, this is serious here. This is very serious. We have energy here on the pneumatic fault, and I believe within the next year or so, we're going to have major unalivement movement. Major earthquakes are going to unalive tens of thousands of people here on the pneumatic fault. And USGS doesn't want to show it, and YouTube doesn't like us to show it either. It's happening. This is an urgent message to everybody. Get prepared, guys. Get prepared. The energy that we're showing you here on the seismograms is real. 2.0, 2.9 people are not going to feel it. 3.0, yes, they're going to feel that. Anything 3.0 or larger, they're going to feel it. We are showing you a lot of 3.0 activity here. 3.0, 3.5 activity here today. Up and down the entire pneumatic fault line, north to south. Look at the energy here on this blue line on the left-hand side. 2:30 this afternoon. Prior to that, over on this red line on the right-hand side, it built up from tremors to minor earthquakes to 3.0 earthquakes this afternoon. That was 1:14 this afternoon. Actually, 1:28, 1:29 this afternoon, 3.0 earthquakes. 1:30 this afternoon on this blue line, 3.0 earthquakes, dwindling down to tremors again. Dwindling down to tremors. After the 3.0 earthquake, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, 3.5 minutes later, the secondary quake hit. Secondary quake is the secondary information here. The primary wave was a 3.0 earthquake. The secondary wave went from 2.8 all the way down to 1.0 tremors here. 3.5 minutes. Guys, that earthquake was at least a 3.0, if not larger. Was at least a 3.0 or larger. Then what happens? What happens? On the left-hand side after 2:15, we come over to the right. Now we were at 2:25, 2:26 this afternoon. The tremors start building up, don't they? 2:26, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9. This continues for 1, 2, 3 minutes. Then we come over here to the right. The tremors diminish here. The tremors diminished. The larger earthquake was 2.8, 2.9. Then the tremors diminished to 1.0, actually 1.3, 1.4, 1.2, 1.1, 1.1 to 1.0 tremors here. 3 minutes of diminishing tremors here. Secondary quake. That was at least a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake when it started. Over here on this green line on the right-hand side, 11:56 this afternoon. More tremor activity here. Possibly as much as a 2.0 earthquake here. Matthews, Missouri here. The north side of the pneumatic fault in Missouri. Fact. Let's look at Portageville, Missouri this morning. Portageville, Missouri this morning. The top black line again is 12 midnight last night. We go down here to after 3:15 on the red line on the left-hand side. Over here on the right-hand side, we have tremors building in at approximately 3:29, 3:24, 3:25. All of a sudden, within a minute and a half, we have 2.9, 2.9, 3.0 earthquakes here for another minute and a half. 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes for another minute and a half here. Then they dwindle down to 2.0 again and back down to tremors. After that, over here after 8 a.m. on this black line, you see nothing but tremors here, 1.1 on up to 1.8 here. That's about all we had here today. Okay, Portageville, Missouri. We've seen a lot of 3.0 earthquakes here in Portageville, Missouri before. That's what we have today. Usually we see a lot more earthquakes. This afternoon, look here. The top line here on the left-hand side is 12 noon. We drop down here to 2 p.m. this afternoon. We begin with some tremors, building up to 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes here, dwindling back down to tremors again. 2:15 on the left-hand side. We start off with tremors here, don't we? We go over here to the middle. This is 2:23 this afternoon. Tremors building up to minor earthquakes again. 2.6, 2.7, 2.8 earthquakes here. Again. On the green line. 2:51 p.m. this afternoon on the green line. Upwards of 2.8 earthquake here again. 2.8 earthquake happened for about 30 seconds here. Off and on, back to back for 30 seconds here. Portageville, Missouri. It's moving, guys. It's moving. The entire fault is moving. Missouri is the center part of the pneumatic fault. We're seeing a lot of activity here in Missouri. Lots and lots of it here in Missouri. As I said before, I showed you Ridgely, Tennessee earlier today to dismiss a fact where USGS did not show anything else but in Ridgely, Tennessee today. I'm here to tell you. Missing Tennessee today, the northeastern side of the state of Tennessee is the East Tennessee Seismic Zone on the southern part of the Eastern Continental Divide. Missing Tennessee here. All you see down here today before 10:30 is tremors. 10:30 this morning, we have 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. Then immediately drops down to tremors here. Missing Tennessee on the East Tennessee Seismic Zone. Tennessee is active, guys. Tennessee is very active. Hopper, Tennessee. Before 5 a.m. this morning, all we have here are tremor activity. Just tremor activity. Starting about 6 a.m. this morning, we start seeing tremors and minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes. How about that? 6:12 a.m. this morning, 2.6 earthquake. Unreal. 6:15 this morning, as we can see over here on the far left-hand side, on the red line, 2.4, 2.5 earthquake. Now, guys, over here after 7:30, we're starting to see some 2.7, 2.8 activity. 7:33 this morning, 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. We are seeing all kinds of seismic activity here. 8:01 this morning on the black line left-hand side. 8:01 this morning. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. That might have been a 3.0 right there on the black line there. This is at least a 2.8, 2.9, possibly being as large as a 3.0 small quake. After that, always see your minor tremors, minor earthquakes here. Minor tremors, minor earthquakes here. Hopper, Tennessee. I'm not done though. Please don't mistake me. I'm not done with Tennessee at all. The Eastern Tennessee seismic zone, the Northern Tennessee seismic area, guess what? All kinds of earthquakes happen. Hopper, Tennessee this afternoon, look at this. We go up here to the top right-hand side. 12:57, 12:56, 12:57 on the green line. 3 points earthquake. After 1 p.m. this afternoon on the black line. 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. On the next blue line, directly below that, we have a 2.4 earthquake after that. We go over the right-hand side, 2:40 this afternoon. 2:40 this afternoon on the blue line, 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. Over the right, 2.4, 2.5. That is 1:44 this afternoon. After 2:17 this afternoon, on the left-hand side, red line here. This is a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake. After 3:18 this afternoon, on the next red line, another 3.0 earthquake here. Like I said, this is Hopper, Tennessee, East Tennessee seismic zone, on the southern end of the Eastern Continental Divide. It's moving. The Eastern Continental Divide started hitting about 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago. It's been going on ever since. It's been going on ever since. I want to show you that because it's important. Now I want to go over Western Tennessee on the eastern side of the Mississippi River, on the eastern side of the New Madrid Fault. Memphis, Tennessee. As we've been showing you the last 2 weeks, We've seen a massive movement of seismic energy here on the Pneumatic Fault. Memphis, Tennessee here. You've seen a lot of 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes hitting here. 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes, as well as a bunch of tremors here. Memphis, Tennessee this morning. Guess what? Memphis, Tennessee this afternoon. You're seeing tremors here. 111, 112 this afternoon on the right-hand side, black line. 2.7, 2.8 earthquakes back to back here. Almost a minute and a half apart. And then another one, about a minute and a half after that. 3 of them back to back. Then we have one at 2:30, actually 2:40, 2:42 this afternoon. 2.0 earthquake here. Right side on the blue line. Seismic energies here. Memphis, Tennessee. Last week we had a 2.48, or not 2.48, we had a 4.8 in Missouri. Seismic energies continue to hammer this area. The entire New Madrid region is moving. We've shown you that today. Lastly, in Ridgely, Tennessee, I showed you earlier. I'm going to go south of Tiptonville, Tennessee now. Tiptonville. Yesterday, USGS showed us a 1.0 and 1.8 tremor here in Tiptonville. Guess what? Yes, we're seeing some 1.0, 1.2, 1.3 tremors here. We're also seeing some 1.7, 1.8 tremors here. And this morning, 8:05 this morning on the black line. 2.3 earthquake here. 2.3 earthquake here in Tiptonville, Tennessee. This is not the first time we've seen minor earthquakes here in Tiptonville. Last year, we started seeing minor earthquakes here in Tiptonville, Tennessee all the time. Literally all day long. No, it's not happening right now. That started ending about October last year. The minor earthquakes started ending in October last year. Tiptonville, Tennessee, we've typically been seeing now for about 5 or 6 months. Just tremors. Just tremors here. Now we're starting to see some 2.0 activity here in Tiptonville, Tennessee again. Tiptonville, Tennessee this afternoon, we don't see anything but tremors here. Nothing but tremors. But again, the entire New Madrid Fault is moving, guys. The entire New Madrid Fault is moving. Literally all day long. Yes, we've had some tremors. We've had minor 2.0, 2.9 earthquakes. We've seen 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here today on the New Madrid Fault. All the way north into Illinois. All the way north to Illinois. The entire fault line is moving. We've seen earthquakes in Illinois for the past 2 months. 2 months. All the way down to Louisiana and Mississippi now. Happening. Does anyone have any questions about this? Mary Schott says they received notice about 3.9, 4.0 earthquake between Coffeyville and Water Valley, Mississippi. Doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Mary, please send me an email of that notice. I'd love to see it, and I'll share it with everybody here on the program tomorrow. Because USGS is not identifying that to us. The local agencies might show it, but we don't get it. Very sad. It's a very sad commentary on our agencies here that don't want to show us what's going on. Guys, the new Madrid seismic zone is a very dangerous place to be. Very dangerous place to be. 20 to 30 million people live up and down the fault. 20 to 30 million people live up and down the fault. From Louisiana, Mississippi on the south, all the way up into Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Until fault lane's moving. When this fault line goes possibly as close as a year from now, guess it could go in about a year from now. We've already been seeing moderate 4.5 earthquakes up and down the fault. We're going to see large 5.0 next. 5.5 after that. 6.0 to 7.5 after that. Look out. Those of you that are here living in the New Madrid seismic zone, all I can tell you is prepare for that earthquake. Prepare for that earthquake or get ready to leave. Get ready to leave soon. Okay? As I've told you before, we're going to talk about this again tomorrow, is emergency preparedness. Emergency preparedness. In order to start, you need to have an emergency preparedness plan. What are you going to do? Yes, we're going to talk about preparedness planning tomorrow. But already on this program, in the past 7 years we see here on this program so far, you can go back the last almost 3 years. You see archived episodes of this program. When you see emergencies or emergency preparedness on the title of the program, look at it. Look at it. Look at it, guys. When you see preparedness planning, watch that episode. When you see emergency preparedness kits, watch that episode. Anything emergency preparedness you want to see. Guys in this area, you and your families and people here, their own businesses here, need to have a preparedness plan. You need to have an emergency preparedness kit with food, medicine, bandages of all kinds, scissors, medical scissors as well. You need to have material to make slings with or have tourniquets with. 3 by 3 foot long bed sheets. 3 by 3 foot long bed sheets turn into tourniquets, or at least slings around your neck to hold your arm in place so it doesn't get bounced around if it gets broken or very badly sprained. You have emergency preparedness kits, guys. Food and medical kits. You need to have an emergency radio. An AM, FM radio. You need to have CB radios or ham radios to be able to communicate. I've shown you before and I'll show you again. We have walkie-talkies here. Family radio service walkie-talkies with up to 14 channels of walkie-talkie coverage that you can talk on. 14 different channels you can talk on. That is even better than CB radio. We have General Mobile Radio Service radios as well that you can talk on. But General Mobile Radio Service requires a ham radio license. General Mobile Radio Service license. We talk about ham radios. We've got a ham radio right here in our office. It requires a ham radio license, however. Only in an emergency can use a ham radio without a license. Only in an emergency to relay emergency information. That's it. Get a license to talk on it. Okay? Get a license to talk on it. You can use those family radio service radios to camp with your families around town, as long as it's in sight. If you go on the other side of a building or on the other side of a ridge or on the other side of a tree, your trees or the ridge or even the buildings are going to block out your signal. You're not going to be able to talk anymore. It's line of sight. Line of sight. We've talked about these cell phones. These cell phones are good as long as we can see a cell tower with a cell phone. As long as a cell tower is connected to the cell phone, then you're able to use your cell phone. Yes, you can text message people with your cell phone when you can't talk. You might still be able to use your text messaging if you can't put audio information over your cell phone. Now, what happens when the power goes out? You need to be able to recharge your cell phones. I have that capability right here. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a 4 Patriots solar-powered battery here, but I do. I bought this for about $24 years and years ago. They're probably closer to $26 or $27, but they're invaluable. Here at the bottom of your charger here, you have two UPS or UPC devices here where you can plug in your phones. In the center here, the center hole here, you can charge it from your computer or even from a wall. You have wall outlet. Or put it in your window. This will charge in the sun as well. You're going to take it camping. It's got a clip on the back of it, right here. Clip it on your backpack. So the solar panel will be exposed to the sun and recharge this battery device while you're out roaming around. It also has a light on it. This is a great thing. You can turn on this light as well. An emergency light. A great thing. Yes, guys, I love 4 Patriots emergency preparedness equipment. I love it. We'll talk about preparedness equipment more tomorrow. These are must for cell phones. Okay? Carol and I also have several solar panels here charging larger batteries here to keep our electronics charged here. To keep our electronic devices charged here, including the computers. Okay? Including our computers. I urge you strongly, all of you, within the sound of my voice, to have this same equipment ready for yourself. Because at some point in time, this major earthquake is going to happen. It's going to, the pneumatic fault, when it goes, it's going to be felt all the way up to the northeastern coast of the U.S. and possibly even southeastern Canada. It's going to ring church bells in Washington, D.C. The earthquake is also going to be felt to the west into Texas, Oklahoma, possibly into Nebraska and Kansas as well. Going to be felt all the way down south to the Gulf of America. Maybe even over in southern Florida, northern Florida. Guys, this pneumatic fault is going to go. It's going to go, and it's proven. I have proven to you over the years. Like I said, 3 years ago, all we were seeing were tremors. I said, don't worry about the pneumatic fault. Now, that's changed. The tremors gotten to be minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.5. Now we're seeing 3.0, 3.5, upwards even as high as 4.5 to 4.8 earthquakes. The next level is a 5.0 large earthquake. 5.0 large earthquake, guys. Get ready. It's going to happen. I promise you it's going to happen, guys. You need to be prepared now. Now, before I end this program, I'm going to go over into the Bible in Corinthians chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. I try to give you emergency information all day long. At the end of our program in the evenings, I try to give you some spiritual information as well to lift you up. Here in Corinthians, Paul is talking to the Corinthian saints. In chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. And I, brethren. Yes, he's talking to the brethren here. He's also talking to you sisters as well. Just because it says brethren doesn't mean it doesn't apply to you. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Christ. I have fed you with milk, not with meat. For hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. Guys, Christ gave us milk to raise us until we were able to eat meat when we got older. Even as he taught us, he and the apostles have taught us as if we were babes in arms to be able to learn of him. And as we grew and developed, we got more and more information about Jesus Christ, didn't we? That's what Paul is talking to us about now. Prepare yourselves, brothers and sisters. Prepare yourselves. Read the scriptures. Read the scriptures. Because in the scriptures, you're going to find out everything about life and how Christ can help you out. How Christ can help you and your families grow and grow up into eternal life in heaven with him forever. I promise you guys that. I promise you. Christ wants us to live with he and Heavenly Father in heaven forever. In 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 9 through 11 here. But as it is written, eye hath not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things of God. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of God knoweth no man, but the Spirit of God. Each one of us can learn from God. We need to be spiritually prepared as well. The only way you can be spiritually prepared, brothers and sisters, is to pray and search the scriptures. Pray and search the scriptures. That way you will be prepared for eternal life with him. I promise you that it is possible to be with him again. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. I love Jesus Christ. I love and worship our Savior Jesus Christ. I ask God's blessing to be upon you now. If anything else happens to us tonight, sometime tonight or into tomorrow, we'll be back on the air to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. Also, guys, to help keep this program in the air, please donate to our PayPal locations that are scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Please donate to our PayPal locations scrolling across the bottom of your screen. We'd appreciate that very much. Also, our email address is up. Send us information. Send us your comments, your questions, and even the things you'd like to see on this program, and we'll do it. We'll do it. You also see our mailing address here, 504 Bethel Road, Box 401, Morganton, North Carolina. Zip code here is 28655. You can send us letters. We'd appreciate that. We don't get letters very much anymore. We don't get cards anymore either. We've had 2 cards already this year, 2 cards. Now we're about to finish the month of April. First 4 months of the year, this year, we've had 2 cards and 2 letters. Guys, please send us mail. Tell us how you are preparing for emergencies, number 1. How you and your family are doing to prepare for emergencies and disasters in your own lives. If you want to share it, do that. Tell us to share it with all of you. We'll do that. Not a problem. Also inside your letter or card, you can stick a donation inside your letter and card and send it to us. Wrap your letter around the donation, send it to us. You can tuck the donation inside a card and send it to us as well. We'd love to get it from you. We appreciate your love and support. Tomorrow morning, I will be on the air about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning with a members-only meeting. A members-only meeting, guys. So please join us at 10 or 11 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Time, for Emergency Management Associates members-only meeting. We'd love to see you. We're going to have some fun. May God bless you. May God prepare you for whatever's happening. I hope you also are going to prepare for yourselves. God tells us we can't do it. He can't do it to help us unless we help ourselves. He can't help us unless we help ourselves. Let's do that. Make sure we help ourselves. May God bless you. May God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night. God bless you. Good night, everybody. Much love.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard, So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Take care.